As the Golden State Warriors have sat stagnant this offseason, the long-foreseen Jonathan Kuminga saga has come to a head, with the restricted free agent refusing to accept a short-term contract with the organization if it means the team will have significant leverage over him going forward. Yet, according to Marcus Thompson, of The Athletic, this can all be traced back to Warriors owner Joe Lacob's persistent, and at times stubborn, fondness of Kuminga, and the team's inability to move Kuminga in the past can be blamed on his belief that the young forward can be a vital part of the post-Stephen Curry era. Nevertheless, Kuminga now has expectations of himself as a future franchise cornerstone and, moreover, expects to be paid as such, leaving Golden State in a horrific position as they try to contend for the next 2 seasons. Joe Lacob has prevented the Warriors from getting out ahead of the Kuminga drama. From essentially the outset of Kuminga's career, it has been clear that there has been a discrepancy between how Golden State's front office and their coaching staff view the role of the young forward. While the front office clearly values him and hopes to do everything possible to retain him for the time being, head coach Steve Kerr has largely been hesitant to give Kuminga a full runway as a result of some of the issues in his game. This came to a head last season when, upon his return from injury, Kuminga was thrust out of the rotation entirely after struggling to fit with new acquisition Jimmy Butler. According to Thompson, the front office's stubborn stance on this issue means that this whole conundrum could have been easily foreseen. The owner of the Warriors is very high on Jonathan Kuminga, and they've been thinking a lot about what to do in the post-Steph Curry era. Kuminga is one of those players who they could see surviving. This is one of them train wrecks you saw coming. For years now, the Warriors have been torn between 2 paths, going all in to contend now or maintaining their flexibility to rebuild quickly after Curry retires. In many ways, they've teetered the line between these 2 approaches, but their blockbuster move for Butler last season signaled a drastic shift toward the direction of contention. If they were planning on going all in, moving Kuminga prior to his restricted free agency, in order to maximize his value on a cost-controlled contract, would have been the smartest move. Now, however, Golden State has tanked his value on the market by sidelining him during the regular season and also virtually removed his willingness to negotiate through their conflicting stances. Although it is highly important to maintain young talent beyond the current 2-year championship window, this Kuminga situation, which has hampered one of the most vital off-seasons for the Warriors in years, could have been avoided entirely. The Golden State Warriors dynasty will go down in NBA history as one of the most dominant runs from a franchise. Between 2014 and 2022, the Warriors lifted 4 NBA championships. Interestingly, former NBA superstar Isaiah Thomas believes things could have turned out very differently. During a recent appearance on the Draymond Green Show podcast, Thomas told Draymond Green that Kevin Durant helped save the franchise's legacy. "Let me make a bold statement here, and I hope this don't upset you," Thomas said. "Before Kevin Durant arrived in Golden State, y'all were on the verge of being remembered as the team that went 73-9 and lost to a Cleveland Cavaliers team in the finals up 3-1, and probably one of the biggest collapses in NBA Finals history from a 73-9 historical team." Thomas continued, "Kevin Durant comes that summer and really saves y'all basketball legacies, and you win 2 championships after that. And now the Golden State Warriors dynasty that you're going to go in the Hall of Fame on, and everything else is cemented, because if Durant doesn't come that summer, and you guys are remembered as the 73-9 team that lost up 3-1 in the NBA Finals, all of your legacies are different." Durant spent 3 seasons with the Warriors. With him in the rotation, Steve Kerr's roster seemed invincible. Durant certainly helped cement the Warriors' dominance within the NBA's history books. Warriors still chasing another championship. Despite the Warriors' core entering the twilight of their careers, the franchise is still looking to add a 5th championship to its list of achievements. That push for success was likely a driving factor behind adding Jimmy Butler at the February 2025 trade deadline. However, with each passing season, the viability of Stephen Curry, Green, and Butler lifting the Larry O'Brien Trophy decreases a little bit more. The Western Conference is full of high-level teams. There's a lot of young talent to contend with. Nevertheless, the Warriors know what it takes to get back to the mountaintop. They can't be ignored, especially during the postseason. Warriors could add Al Horford. It would also appear that Mike Dunleavy Jr. is happy to lean into the veteran status of the current roster. Al Horford, 39, is expected to sign with the franchise for the upcoming season. Interestingly, Horford is likely to receive more than the veteran minimum. NBA insider Jake Fisher discussed Horford's impending deal with the Warriors during a recent live stream for Bleacher Report. Al Horford's situation is a bit different because, depending on where the Warriors land in a cap tax situation, I believe he could make upwards of the full taxpayer mid-level, $5.7 million exception, Fisher said. There's also discussion of a potential 2-year deal with a player option, which would be beneficial for Horford, who is considering retirement following the Boston Celtics championship run in 2024. Horford will undoubtedly improve Golden State's roster. He will add floor spacing, high-level multi-position defense, and smart decision-making. Pairing Horford, Butler, and Green in the front court will create a diverse and talented defensive unit. And while adding Horford doesn't guarantee a championship push, his presence will certainly help the Warriors get one step closer to achieving their ultimate goal. At least then, Curry and Green will have 3 championship rings without Durant, and some of those narratives can fade away. As the NBA offseason heads towards the beginning of September, the main headline continues to be the ongoing saga between the Golden State Warriors and restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga. It has been reported that Kuminga has turned down Golden State's contract offer and that the Warriors are not budging on their offer. While the two sides continue to try and work things out, it has cost the Warriors multiple free agent targets, though they do reportedly have deals in place with multiple free agents that will likely be finalized after Kuminga's situation is resolved. Despite this, the Warriors are likely still searching the free agent and trade market to find ways to upgrade their roster entering the new season. Warriors urged to pursue a trade for Mavericks P.J. Washington. Fansided's G.C. Belchamber recently urged the Warriors to pursue P.J. Washington from the Dallas Mavericks as a replacement for Kuminga. While it is highly unlikely that the Mavericks would have any interest in Kuminga, given their aforementioned logjam in the front court, the Warriors are also almost certainly planning on moving on from Kuminga sometime within the next year, Belchamber wrote. Therefore, if they are eventually able to offload Kuminga's salary to an interested team, they could then set their sights on Washington as the ideal addition in their front court. It is clear that Kuminga's time in Golden State is nearing an end either this offseason or before the trade deadline in February, with the young forward's role in Steve Kerr's rotation continuing to be unclear. Because of this, the Warriors may be looking at options to replace him if they are able to move him this season, and Washington has continued to be a player they have been linked to. The 27-year-old forward is a solid scorer, rebounder, and defender who would be a solid addition to the Warriors roster, though his fit alongside Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green in the front court is an interesting one. Despite this, Washington has shown that he is willing to fit his game to whatever role a team needs him to play, and that would likely be the case in Golden State. While that may be the case, he is expected to sign an extension with the Mavericks at some point before the start of the regular season, and if he does so, he will not be eligible to be traded until next offseason. If this does end up being the case, Golden State may have to wait until next summer to pursue Washington unless they are able to work out a deal with Dallas this summer, which seems highly unlikely as they continue to deal with Kuminga's situation.